Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my little live stream. We're 500 feet above the streets of New York City. I literally just woke up. I think I've told you guys over the years. I set an alarm every morning for like 6:15, and it's less than 5 times a year that I actually sleep to my alarm. But that happened today, so I've been awake like 15 minutes. So let's see how this goes. Okay. On the Instagram. What's up, Tyler? I see you. What's up, Comanches? It looks like Scott Nelly. On the YouTube, we got CM. You are first on the whole damn thing. On the Facebook, we got Nick Umrichin. Good morning. We got Brian Bernard out there on Long Island. Good morning. We got Richie Rich with Morning Who the Man. Richie Rich, man, I'm not the man. You're not the man. Who's the man today? Who is the man today? I think Howard Stern is the man today. I don't know if you heard, but Howard Stern is announcing to the world that he is woke. He is woke. So back off, Jack. Howard Stern is now woke. So you know what, Richie Rich? I'm not the man. You're not the man. Howard Stern is the man. He is now woke because what? He believes in the vaccine. He doesn't like Trump, and he supports the transgenders. Yeah, not the worst talking points, I would have to say myself, but he is now woke. He's losing his mind. He's yelling and screaming at his critics. I am woke. Howard Stern's woke. Let's see how woke Howard Stern is. That's what we should do today. He owns 2 giant properties. He owns 2 giant properties that might as well be like the Ritz-Carlton. He owns 2 of them. So, man, I was just talking about it yesterday. We got 160,000 unhoused immigrants here in New York City. 10,000 are being bused into the city a month. Let's see how woke Howie is. Is he opening up his Hamptons house to the immigrants? Is he opening up his other property to the immigrants? Because, if he was truly woke, he would make sure that these people had proper housing. Is he giving back any of his $80 million a year that he makes? Because that would be the sign of a woke person. Howie's woke. Hey, cheers to Howie. He's woke. Oh, my God. I just love that he's losing his mind. He's absolutely losing his mind. Look, the real Howie that he's been hiding his entire radio career is on full display now. That's the real Howard Stern. He was always that guy, but he was too scared to show anyone that guy because he knew he wouldn't be as famous. He knew he wouldn't be making as much money. But now it doesn't matter. He's worth $650 million, I hear. He's in his 70s. So let's say he still has a long life. Let's say he does another 20 years, right? He would have to spend $30 million a year to go through all his money because he ain't going to give it to anybody else. So at this point, he has nothing to lose. So here's Howie. This is the real me. This is the guy. I've been this guy my entire life. This is who I was when I was in my basement. He has nothing to lose now. So now he's finally showing his true self. So God bless Howie. God bless Howard Stern. You demand today because you are woke. Are you woke? Oh, I am woke. Oh, he's losing his mind. Started with the Lauren Boebert. He was losing his mind. Inappropriate behavior in a movie theater, and he went off on that. Sure, it was inappropriate behavior, but who gives a crap? These people down in Washington, they're just. But instead of finding the jokes, he went all in with that, and then people were attacking him, and now he's yelling and screaming that he is woke. And now everybody, this is the part that's not fair about the Howard Stern woke thing. Now they're finding all the stuff he said and did in the past. Oh, you're woke, are you? Well, this is what you said when Columbine hit. Oh, you're woke, are you? Here's 20 things you used to do to women to degrade them. Oh, you're woke then. Okay, well, here's all the times you wore blackface. That part of this is not fair. That part of it's not fair. But him just losing his mind as he yells and screams that he's woke is just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What's up, Bob Lord? How are you, brother? I know Bob Lord isn't woke. Bob somewhere right now is going, hell nah, hell nah. The headline here is really, really simple. Because I know a lot of old school fans, they're like, what happened to Howie, man? What happened? He changed. He's not the same person. This is the real Howard Stern. This is the real guy that was hiding in his basement all those years ago when he had a wife and two small daughters, right? This is the guy. This was always the guy. But he was smart enough to know if he showed this true self of his, that he wouldn't have been as famous and he wouldn't have made as much money. But now he has nothing to lose. He's got $650 million in the bank. So now you're going to get the real Howie. Hoo. Good morning, Opie. First time tuning in. Oh, really, Papa? Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I'm half asleep. You know, I just did the whole Howard Stern rant half asleep because I woke up only like 20 minutes ago now. I actually slept to my alarm. That'll be one of maybe 5 times this entire year that happens. So there you go. But welcome, man. Watching or listening for the first time. I like that. I like that. I remember when Howard used to talk about hoo-ha, and it was the kind that meowed. Damn. You know, I personally, whatever. Like I said, the headline here is no one should be surprised. This is Howard Stern. This is the guy. It's finally coming out. It took I don't know. He's probably been doing radio for 50 years. So the true Howard Stern is finally coming out 50 years later. He was a phony most of his career. He was lying to all his people, all his fan base. This is the real Howard Stern. This is the guy that was way too scared to come out for all those years. Fact is, I believe in some of the same stuff as Howard Stern, but I'm not going to yell and scream that I'm woke. God, no. Hell no. I'm an older guy, so I most likely will be getting, the booster. I have no problem telling you. The transgender thing, I support, but need a little time. Don't shove it down my throat. I need a little more time to, kind of live with that whole thing. And what was the other thing? Trump. I can't support Trump either, but I also can't support Biden. So there were a couple videos yesterday of Biden just mumbling about. There's another video. I guess it's protocol, like when you're with world leaders and you're having a joint press conference, that you shake the leaders' hands. And the one guy starts walking toward Biden, and Biden just like salutes. He salutes the crowd. There were no military in the room, so instead of giving a handshake to the leader across the stage from him, he salutes the crowd. The leader has his hand out, like, I guess we're not going to do this. He awkwardly turns, like, all right, I guess we're done. And after Biden saluting the crowd, then he shuffles off. That's who our president is. Are you kidding me? What's up, Eric? Good morning, and cheers to you. Terry Clifford is more listenable than Woke Howard. Sorry, Brother Weeze. Well, the difference between Brother Weeze and Howard Stern, and that's why Howard Stern I never respected. Look, I get what he did for the industry. You'd have to be blind to ignore all that, of course. But the reason why I always picked Brother Weeze, who's just a much smaller level radio broadcaster that gets a lot of respect to the business. Weeze is still doing morning radio in Rochester, just crushing it. And I, being brought up in New York, I was aware of Howard Stern, and certainly he was on the radio, but I didn't listen to him a lot because I was going to college and I was in Western New York. So I didn't even really have a chance to listen to Howard, even if I wanted to. but I obviously heard him here and there a bunch. And people are like, why is Brother Weeze your mentor? And today's a perfect day to explain why again. Because Howard Stern lied to his audience all those years. He was playing a part. The real Howard Stern is finally coming out. This is the real guy. He was always this guy, but he was too scared to show the world because it was way more profitable to not be this guy when it came to money and fame. But now, like I said, he has nothing to lose. He's an older guy with $650 million at least. He don't need the money. And he needs the fame, though, because he's an egomaniac and a narcissist. So he still needs the fame. But I picked Brother Weeze because Brother Weeze was always a liberal. Made sure that's not the reason. Hear me out. Brother Weeze was always a liberal. He wasn't playing a part on the radio. He probably would have been more successful if he kept his liberal opinions to himself on his radio show. But even through that, he was massively successful in Rochester and massively influential to me and many other radio broadcasters. And the reason is really, really simple. You knew you were listening to a guy that was throwing his true self out there on the radio. And the difference is Howard Stern was always a phony. And if you were entertained by that over the years, that's more than fine. But you can't now be mad because Howard Stern is yelling and screaming that he's woke. This is the guy he always was, and he's finally brave enough to show it to the people. Vincent Scaramuzo, you think this was always the real Howard? Oh, my God, not even a doubt in my mind. Or did he get sucked into that Hollywood lifestyle and start to believe it? No, man. He was always I have no doubt in my mind that this was always Howie there, Vincent Scaramuzo. And that's why he started placating to the Hollywood elite. He was hanging out with them way before he was really talking about it on the radio. No, this was always the guy. Always. And yeah, sure, he was sucked into it. He always wanted to be this guy, but he wasn't brave enough, man. You know, mommy wouldn't have approved. That crazy mom of his, that overbearing mother of Howard Stern, he wasn't allowed to be himself. He was scared between his mom and his dad. And now it's like, hey, man, I have nothing to lose. All these podcasters are passing me by, so maybe I could get some headlines by now telling the world that I'm woke. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, my God. It is just hilarious to me. He's always been. I'm telling you, he's always been. That's why there was always something that bothered me about Howard Stern. And look, I only pass him in the hallways. I never had a conversation with the guy ever. But I was around the same people as Howard Stern for a very, very long time. And the one thing that people would say is that he's very different off air, excuse me. And he's much nicer and quieter off air. And at that moment, I'm like, oh, this guy's putting on an act. And like I said, with Brother Weeze, man, you know, and I try to emulate, Brother Weeze in a way where I try as best I can to put my real self in front of a camera, in front of a microphone. I'm still not there. Right now, this is a bit of a pumped up version of me. But Brother Weeze, as soon as those mics were off, he was the exact same guy. Exact. To the point as like, I got a producer head. I would sit there like, look, can we turn on the mics again? This stuff is just as good as the show he just did. You know, when I turn this camera off and go about my day, it's not going to be just as good. It'll be a mellower version of this. But with Howard, man, he was playing a role his entire career. And then when he finally started letting go of that, that's when his fan base started. They started going nuts. Like, who is this guy? And I said this over the years. I'm like, what do you mean, who is this guy? You're seeing the real guy finally. That's all this is. But he's woke. Back off, Jack. Howard Stern is woke. He ended your career. He ended your career. Stay humble saying. He ended your career. I still got a career, brother. I still got a career. I still make decent money. I want to be making more money. Hint, hint, super chats, let's go. But I still have a career. You're bothered. Why are you mad at me when the guy you loved all those years turns out to be a phony? He was always a phony. So why are you taking it out on me? Why don't you call, excuse me, why don't you call Howard and give him a piece of your mind? Don't take it out on me because he fooled you all those years. Stay humble. I got a career. It's a very different career than I used to have. But, I don't know how to tell you this, stay humble, but I'm actually happier. I'm happier talking to less people and making less money. I know that doesn't make any sense. I understand. But you should go and call Howard because he let you down. Little Howie let you and his fan base down. Don't. Hi, Opie, huge fan of yours. Thank you, Sam Hutton. I think it's Sam Hutton. Good morning, Gregory, coming in from Law Street 1. What's up, Law? How are you? Your career is woke, John O'Brien. Is that good? Is that good? People are going to be triggered by what I just said, and they're going to be bothered by what I said because they know I'm right. They know I'm right. Howard Stern fooled you all those years. He was always a little liberal kid in his basement. Probably wanted to go another way with some things in his life. I'll say it that way. But that overbearing mother and his dad wouldn't allow poor little Howie to be his true self. And now that his dad's gone, and now that he's in his 70s, and now that he's worth $650 million, now he can finally show his true self. Maybe he'll start, wearing different clothing soon. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Aldo. How does Opie know Stern so well? Were they secretly friends behind the scenes? No, man, I know how to study people. I also hung out with the same people as Howard Stern, so I got a good idea of who the guy actually was. It's no different than when somebody writes a book on someone that they never met the person. I have a decent idea of who the guy is. I've been paying attention. Are we walking on TikTok shows today? Oh, hi, Minash. No, we're on Instagram. Instagram, I usually live stream. Well, no, I've been going back and forth now. Instagram, if you don't see me live streaming, I try to live stream every morning at this time. That means I gave the spot because what I got is a MacBook where I'm live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter through my MacBook. And then I use my phone for either Instagram or TikTok. What I have to do is get another phone, and then I could complete this whole process. So basically, Instagram. If you don't see me live streaming, go to my Facebook, Opie Radio fans, or my YouTube, Opie Radio. All right. What's up, Debbie, up there in Boston? How are you? Biden is such an embarrassment. Bob Lord, you know what, man? We don't line up politically often, but you know what? Cheers to you. He is an embarrassment. Of course he is. He wants to do another term. How is he going to get through another term? For real. Unless the establishment finally announces, look, Biden's just a figurehead. He's just a figurehead. We're running things behind the scenes. Do you just relax? All we have to do is shuffle him out, to babble here and there. But don't you worry. He's not actually making any decisions. We're doing all that behind the scenes. Then I'd be all right with that. But the Biden, no. No, I don't want Biden to be my president. I don't want Trump to be my president. I am stupid for saying that. If I picked one, I would have a bigger audience. I know that, but I can't help myself. Biden looked ridiculous yesterday. Come on, folks. How he just raises his voice out of nowhere. What are you doing? In America. Come on, folks. And then all of a sudden the leader's like walking towards him to shake his hand, and Biden goes, salutes the crowd. There's no military there, and then shuffles off. Of course he's an embarrassment, Bob Lord. Of course he is. DL, it's like Biden and Trump. In the end, they're both at the same party smoozing. They would do a nice smooze together. All right, I'm rolling right to Super Chats, and I guarantee you guys today have some lovely stuff to say, but you're going to have to rewrite it. Super Chats go to the front of the line. And that's that, okay? All right, let's go to Tommy Chesh. Good morning. The first Tuesday live stream was great. I'd like to visit soon. We're doing Tuesdays at Get Parts. It's not an open invite at all. To be honest with you, when we do that, the bar is not even officially open. But I say this, if you're part of the private Facebook group, you got an open invite. If you're a member of my Instagram, you got an open invite. Because what? We got subscriptions on my Instagram, Opie Radio. Or if I just sort of know you, you got an open invite. But we've now done 3 of them, Tommy Chesh, every Tuesday at Get Parts. And this past one was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I hope to see you at one of them there, Tommy. Good morning. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and thanks for the fiver. Fivers and likes. Don't hold the first 20 minutes of this live stream against me because I just woke up. I woke up at 6:15. I brewed a cup of coffee. I don't have milk, so I have stupid oat milk in my coffee. So call me woke. I got the oat milk in my coffee, so you got to call me woke today. You got to call me woke. Opster, you're the man for putting on a show for the graveyard shift guys getting off work. This is like prime time. I purposely make sure I'm on nice and early because you got a better chance of getting some people to watch this stuff. So this is prime time, Adam. Dude guy. How is Biden more embarrassing than the guy facing a prison sentence? Look, I'm not a Trump supporter either. Trump's got some embarrassing crap too. Of course he does. I thought that went without saying. My point is to sit there and make believe Biden is like a great leader for America. That's just ridiculous at this point. No one's a great leader because why do you think all the politicians down there in Washington? I got Guy Fieri's voice in my head. He's like, "Oh man, you gotta move on from the politics. You just got to. You're really talented, but you gotta move away from the politics." But I'll say this, and then I'll shut up. These guys down in Washington, they have no power. They literally have no power. That's why we go year after year without any significant changes in America and our lives in general. You might think that Trump was better for you, and that's okay, and you might think Biden is okay for you, but the fact remains that they don't have a lot of power down there in Washington because they've been bought and sold by people that have way more money than even Howard Stern. So what do? They just yell and scream over the dumb nonsense crap. Damn, Hope you got 69 viewers. You're really killing it, buddy. You're a liar, so you go into timeout with a possible block for lying. Right now, I am talking to 144 people between the YouTube and the Facebook, then probably another, who knows, on the Twitter. And then, the Instagram number's a little low, but what are you going to do? Those people like to watch this in the replay. What's up? I am Brett. How are you? Good to see you. Gone Hungry joining us on the Instagram. Excuse me. Manash coming in with some zaz. What is Manash saying? Hoo-hoo, I dumped Allison for Beth. Gary for Ellen. Robin for insert. Whoa, and credibility for Hollywood acceptance until they are meet. Whoa, Manash. Look, the headline here is really simple because a lot of people are up in arms. You'll see it for yourself. It's one of the biggest trends right now that Howard Stern is yelling and screaming that he's woke and and he's using the F word. I'm effing woke. And my whole point today, it's nice and simple, and I might even just turn this off because I got to go get milk if you want to know the truth. This might be a very short one today. That he was always this guy. Stop being mad. Stop being, well, you should be mad that you were fooled, I guess. But this was always Howard Stern. This was always the guy. Always. DL, let's be fair. Biden is legitimately getting things done right now. The government is attacking Big Pharma by negotiating drug prices for Medicare, and they can't handle it. So we argue. About Biden. Oh, all right. Yeah, what he's doing with the Big Pharma is no joke. Because they had us by the balls. Right, we're lowering prescription prices down a little bit. Right. I understand that. Fair enough, DL. Look. On these live streams, we just throw it all on the wall. Just throw it all on the wall. I don't need it. Not one of you to agree with me. It's like an open discussion. I throw my spew out there, and then you throw your spew out there, and maybe we get some of this nonsense out of our bodies, and maybe, who knows, we get a little something done. I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. You believe this, Matrix? I'm in New York. We could talk about Howard over steaks on me. Wait, are we good now? Stay humble. Are me and you good? Are we good now? All right. A lot of F. Howie's coming in too. I would be bothered by that too. I would be bothered by that too. Look. It happened to me too. I'm not going to lie to you. I worked with a guy that finally showed his true colors. Anthony was always that guy. I honestly didn't know he was that guy for a very long time working with him, but it happened. It happened in my world too, where the real guy said, "F it, I can't fake this anymore," and there you go. I think in a lot of ways, Howard and Anthony are pretty similar. I think both those guys were very, very scared at first to really show their true selves. And boy, are both of them now showing their true selves. Oh my God. On complete opposite sides of the spectrum, which is weird because Anthony absolutely was a Howard Stern fan. Oat milk is more indoor cat than woke. Well, I got oat milk. It's like an oatmeal oat milk in my coffee. Not by choice. Not by choice. Ernest, me and you are officially friends. I'm trying to find my tribe. Look, whatever tribe you have, it's more than fine by me, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, okay? But I'm trying to find my tribe, which is very simple. That both guys suck. It's very hard because in this day and age, you got to pick somebody. You got to pick a side. Why? I don't feel like it. So me and Ernest are officially friends now. So cheers to Ernest. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Thank you very much. All right. I could do a couple more minutes, then I got to go because I legit got to get milk for the kids because we have no milk in the house. Still speaking with the Benningtons. I Instagram 779. I mean, never stop talking to Ron, but we're not like we're not text buddies or anything like that. But from time to time, something going on in his life, I text him. He texts me right back. And when there's something of significance going on, he always invites me. He's the real deal. But I mean, even when we were working for the same company, it wasn't like we were hanging out or texting a lot, but the guy is just the real deal. Simple as that. That's another guy, by the way, Ron Bennington. The guy you hear on the radio is very similar to the guy off air, just like Brother Weeze. Very similar. Maybe slightly a little more quiet, maybe. But what you see is what you get with him too, man. But my whole point, I want to say it over and over again. People will watch this probably in the replay, so they'll go back to the beginning of this. But Howard Stern was always this guy. All those years when you were listening to him as he's throwing baloney and this and that, he was playing some dumb role because he knew that's where the money was and where the fame was. But, he was probably a tortured soul inside the entire time because the guy that is now finally coming out and pissing off his hardcore fan base is who he always was. It's as simple as that. That's like psychology 101 today, people. And my point is with Ron Bennington, the guy off air is very similar to the guy on air. Very, very similar, which is very hard to pull off when you're doing a radio show. DJ Kento, one of mine, $5. Do you think Howie is scared? The many clips where he's talking about how hot he thinks the Olsen twins are at 13 will get dug up. Well, that part of this isn't fair. Like, we did stupid crap in our careers as well. And a lot of our stupid crap, I'm here to say some of our stupid crap. I could speak for myself. I didn't mean it. I was being shocking and like, oh my God, did he just say that? And what you'll get from me with my live streams is that's why I love that song, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because, the Howard Stern yelling and screaming that he's woke as a headline today is going to make me laugh all day. But I also don't think it's fair that now that he's announcing that he's woke and he loves it, he effing loves it, I think was the quote. Everyone's finding all the horrendous clips from Howard Stern. Oh, you're woke? Well, you said this when Columbine happened, and you did this with the girls, and here's video of you in blackface, and here's a bit. I don't think that part of it's fair, because some of that stuff, like it's a theme on my stuff. Certainly, a lot of that stuff that they're now digging up was completely acceptable for the time, but the times have changed. So now that you look at that stuff, you're like, oh my God, he's a monster, and you ignore the fact that when a lot of that stuff was done, it was more than acceptable in entertainment. So I don't think it's fair that they're going to be dragging up all that stuff. But man, if he didn't piss off the right, and they're going to all come after him now. This stinks on ice, bro. Not today. If you want to say this stinks on ice, you wait for the day where I'm kind of stumbling around and I'm a little like lost, like, oh, what else is going on? But when I'm killing like I am today, this isn't the day to say this stinks on ice. God, I got to teach you people still. Don't worry. Copy that and wait. There'll be a day I'll be like meandering and lost. Like, hey, you want to see the sun coming up? That's the day you hit me with it stinks on ice, and then maybe it'll sting just a tiny bit. All right? Oh, you got me? Stay humble. You got me. You were setting me up. You got me. Damn. All right. Biden administration just listed a 100 million aircraft. I don't know what that means. KO Diff, help me out with that. And what happened with the F-35? What happened with the F-35? Yeah, dude, guy, you're right, bro. Biden sucks, but we had two options. It's always bad versus worse. I think so. I would love to see some younger candidates that are articulate, that want to talk about the real issues facing us here in America. But instead, it's easier to just bash the other guy. Because they know they don't have the power. The people that really run the show, George Carlin, go back to George Carlin, please. Every single time, go back to George Carlin. There's a giant club, and we're not in it. And a lot of these politicians, they're not even in it. They're not even in it. What was I saying before that? Because now I got confused. I got confused a little bit. I had one more thought in there, and I forgot, man. Man, you threw me off my game, man. Oh, the F-35, I think I was talking about, right? Okay. What the hell really happened there? You think the pilot panicked and was like, maybe he was bored in the F-35. He's like, wait a minute, what's this button do again? Why did he eject? in a $80 million. I think it was 80 million, right? An $80 million plane, this F-35, and all of a sudden he ejects, and then he's. Are they trying to say it had something to do with weather? You're in an F-35. I think you can go straight through a damn Cat 5 hurricane and be okay. So what really happened there? Do we know? I would like to think he's just bored. What does this do? Next thing you know, he's in a seat in the middle of the sky watching his F-35 just go. Oh, I want to know the truth. Don't we all just want to know the truth, the real crap? Not what they tell us on a regular basis. What happened with the F-35? You got to think inexperienced pilot error. You got to think that, right? But they can't come out and say that, well, the reason why we lost an F-35 that was worth $80 billion of your tax-paying money is because the pilot was wondering what this button did. He kind of forgot. Please, some gifted memberships. They won't take my debit card, Ernest. Oh, you want a membership for my my YouTube channel, Opie Radio? There's some kind people out there. They might do that for you. We need a few more numbers on my YouTube memberships. You know, I'm trying to get over 100 members, and then we could start doing some live streams for members only. That's sort of my threshold to start thinking about that. All right. I think I gotta go. I think I gotta get milk, and this one's kind of working today, and my numbers are pretty decent. But I think I gotta go because I definitely gotta get. Howie did nothing to you. Stay. Well, I don't know what you. Are you a Howard Stern fan? If you're a Howard Stern fan, that's more than fine. I'm just calling him like I see him, man. You know, for everyone to be shocked that Howard Stern's yelling and screaming that he's woke is I'm like, yeah, of course you're woke. Oh, you're finally telling everyone? Oh, okay. Because you were woke when you were in that dumb basement. You were woke when you were living with your parents out there on Long Island. You were always this guy, but you were too scared to present it to the public because it didn't suit you back in the day. It couldn't be more obvious to me. To me. Dun, 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 dun. KO, AKO. Giving money to Ukraine. Look, back in the day, we fought communism because we were scared crapless that it was going to spread across the Western world. And that's sort of what's going on with Ukraine. I don't think we have a choice. We got to support Ukraine. I know this has become a talking point with the right, but my point is that Ukraine is that country in the middle of Western values, which is this way today, and the values of Russia and other countries that think like Russia, and Ukraine's right there. Now, if we let Russia take over Ukraine, now they're that much closer to our Western values. It's the tug of war country. I get it. I don't want to see all that money going to Ukraine. I understand that, but I also understand that we have no choice. You can't just let Russia roll in and take Ukraine. You can't. You simply can't. Because then they're like, well, then who would be next? It would probably be Poland. Poland's right there somewhere, right? So we have no choice. We gotta fight that Ukraine. Like I said many times, it's a tug of war that you do at those dumb picnics. I hope they don't do these anymore. And Russia's winning. Oh, Ukraine's winning. Oh, and we'll be fighting that war long past our lives. Because that's a very important country for both sides. Very important. That's why we're not letting Ukraine into NATO, because that would piss off Russia to the point they would absolutely, up the ante big time. And we understand that too. So we're playing this little game right now. Fund them enough so the tug of war goes back and forth a little bit. You don't want Russia taking over Ukraine, whether you love Ukraine or hate them. Or I should say, if you hate them. You still got to understand what's going on there. But with that said, wow, there's a lot of money going to Ukraine that I'm not happy about because I know it's going to come out of my paychecks. I say paychecks because I got revenue streams all over the place. That's how I make my money these days. I don't make my money from one giant corporation anymore. Matter of fact, this live stream is completely funded by you. So hit that like. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go. This sucks because I'm really enjoying this, even though I just woke up. Spit the truth, brother, man. What's up, Jonesy? I try to spit the truth, knowing some days I'm like, man, that guy's a hardcore supporter. He watches my live stream every day, and I know how he thinks, and I just pissed him off. But I don't know how else to live. I just don't know how else to live. And by the way, my whole Ukraine rap, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not one of these guys where I will say this as I leave, it would drive me nuts if I was live streaming or all those years doing a radio show where I was just talking to the converted. That bores the hell out of me. All these giant radio shows and these giant streamers, they talk to the converted. You know, when MSNBC is on, they're babbling about this and that. The people that let's just say, quote, need to hear it, they're not watching you. So you're just talking to the people that already agree with you. You're getting literally nothing done. Nothing done in the morning. And I've never been that guy. I think talking to the converted is really, really boring. Really boring. John Court's doing the right thing. Hey, milk money. Oh, thank you, John Courts. John Courts just bought my milk for my kids and their cereal, which I got to go get. Thank you for the $5, John, and thank you for your support. You know, bro. You know. Today it's 1 cup of coffee. So bye, Instagram. Goodbye. And to you guys, God, I have decent numbers too, but you know what? I got to go.